Now, I'm well aware of the fact that foreign news normally bores Kenyans to tears. Okay? However, to be fair to Kenyans, this is the same the world over. Yeah? Folks normally have enough manenos with their local news and what's happening locally, not to have the time to pay too much attention to foreign news. However, something has recently happened or is unfolding right now in South Africa that has sent shockwaves right across the political class in Kenya. I am of course talking about the prosecution of former President of South Africa, Jacob Zuma. The former president has been charged with corruption-related offenses. Even more interesting, a few years ago, one of the advisors to Jacob Zuma was actually successfully prosecuted and jailed. And what sent the man to jail is exactly the same thing that Zuma is being charged with. Those in the legal profession will tell you that Zuma is in fact in a very hairy situation. Yeah, being able to prove his innocence in this case is a very tall order. Now, I said shockwaves right across the political class. I didn't say shockwaves amongst the living presidents, because we have two former living presidents, yeah, and the current president. Yeah, actually the shockwaves go well beyond them, because I've just told you in South Africa, one of the advisors to Zuma was actually jailed a few years ago. You know, I keep on saying on this channel, and I keep on urging my fellow Kenyans to do things that will stand the test of time. Okay? Now, if you're involved in something which is not legal, something which is criminal, and you believe that because you're actually doing this illegal thing to support the current regime, then you really had better think twice. If the South African case is anything to go by, yes, you may not be prosecuted tomorrow, but you could be prosecuted 10 years from now, 20 years from now. The long and short of it is that those who get involved in these things which are not legal need to know, because the South African case has reminded us, yeah, but there are so many examples from history, they need to know that sooner or later, these things catch up with you. Your crime will catch up with you. Now, I'm talking about people like Fred Matiangi, yeah, the CS Interior, and indeed, very many other people in the current Jubilee government. But not only them, I'm also talking about people from past governments, even the Daniel Arap Moi government. Now, to illustrate why these people need to be very worried, let me just point out something. Yeah, you can call it a prediction. Yeah, but according to me, the writing is very clearly on the wall. A time is coming, which is not too far in the future, yeah, when the people of Kenya will demand to know how you made your money. And it does not matter how powerful a position you held. And it does not matter how powerful your family is now after years of using your position to gather wealth. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Kenyans will want to know. Okay? And indeed, after wanting to know, after they know, after they confirm, yeah, chances are very high that people will have to return that which belongs to the people of Kenya. Now, in essence, this is one of the reasons why the political class are very scared of people like Miguna. Because the truth is, if you give power to the people can be very ruthless. Yeah, they are going to demand answers. They are going to demand that you return your entire wealth to the last penny. Now, we need to realize that this thing is going to affect very many Kenyans. Okay? If we get to that situation, it's going to affect an extremely high number of Kenyans. What am I talking about? The truth is, there are very many Kenyans who have been educated with corruption money. There are many Kenyans in the diaspora, and indeed even many Kenyans back home, who are educated in the best universities in the world. Some of them went to Ivy League universities, Oxford, Cambridge. And apart from their hard work in school, they got there courtesy of corruption money. Now it gets even more interesting because a lot of these Kenyans are at the forefront of fighting for change in Kenya. And what they're doing is a good thing. It will definitely stand the test of time. However, if it is true that finally the power will go back to the people, I can guarantee them that many of them will have their family fortunes wiped out, accounts frozen, properties seized, which were all amassed through corruption. So my question to them, would they still support the fight for a better Kenya? Will they abandon this very, very important cause just because it bites them? And indeed bites them where it hurts most? Folks, that is a question that we all need to start considering very early. Because the truth is, change comes at a cost. And the change which is coming to Kenya is going to come at a very high cost. And it's going to touch very many lives. Indeed, very many Kenyans in the middle class, very many subscribers to this channel are going to be touched in one way or the other. Now, I've confessed this before on this channel and I'll do it again. Growing up, I thought my political lecturer was a fool. When color TVs hit the scene in Kenya for the first time, we were still on a small black and white TV. And many of my friends had color TVs in their homes. I remember in high school, one of the boys actually had a car. His dad had grown very rich very suddenly through corruption. His father was a very well-known government official. And he decided, instead of having his son borrow the car all the time, especially when they go out to carnival, in those days, they'd better just buy them a car. And I thought to myself, my political lecturer is just stupid. He's a fool. Why doesn't he do what everybody else is doing? Why doesn't he use his senior position, to take some money and make our lives better? And then my political lecturer retired. And I observed something very interesting. Some of his friends, the ones who are involved in corruption, had a very difficult life. They could not sleep at night. They were looking over their shoulders all the time. But my political lecturer was sleeping very soundly. You could hear his snore from 10 miles away. He was comfortable, and he was telling me that he's at peace. He has not taken anybody's money. And my brain started to mature, started to look at things from a different point of view. And finally, I started seeing the sense in what he had been doing, and finally, my feelings changed to great respect, that he stood by his principles despite very great odds. His life was even threatened, but he stuck to his guns. He stuck to his principles to the end. He always did things that could stand the test of time. I wonder what he would say now that it's very clear that the chickens are coming home to roost. I appreciate it's not clear to everybody, but soon it will be very clear. That wave that has hit the continent from South Africa is going to spread right across the continent. Mark my words. Anyway, I wonder what he'd have said. So this is my advice to those who are powerful, those in government, those who are doing all kinds of funny things. And they're lying to themselves because I'm doing this, with the blessings or with the protection of those in power, nothing can happen to me. Let me put it very bluntly. Even if you're given an order, you must think twice. And I mean an order to do something illegal. In a way, I pity people like Matiangi, because he has not enjoyed what he's enjoying now for a long time. He was appointed just the other day. And indeed, whatever happens, the current president will leave power in 2022. And so let's assume for a minute that what I'm talking about will not happen. But after 2022, all those people he stepped on whose toes he stepped on, yeah, doing illegal things, do you think they're not going to come after him? The very brutal deportation of Miguna, yeah, and other related funny things that were done. Do you think those things will stand the test of time? Do you think that nobody is going to come after some of these government officials? Some of these people were just appointed the other day. Yes, you fear to resign because the current administration is very powerful. Okay? But I put it to you, you have more to fear about the future. You know, it just baffles me the way people cannot see things. Because the truth is, some of these things will affect even your family, generations and generations to come. Let me give you a quick example. You're the son of a very high-ranking government official, yeah. 10 years from now, you go somewhere and introduce yourself, yeah. And of course, your last name is the same name as this government official who every Kenyan knows has just gone overboard. What is the reaction of the public when they hear your second name? How will people react when they hear your second name? How will people treat you when they hear your second name? Folks, the only thing to do is to do only that which will stand the test of time. Nothing else. Until next time, this is Kshs Kumekucha.